Dude, Brad.
Bert.
Dude, I'm glad this review series is over. Like, I know we're supposed to be we're not supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be sad, but dude, with just like dealing with the hitchhiker with the first couple of the reviews, and then just Rambo J on the Xbox, I'm tired. I'm ready to move on to our next big franchise review adventure. Can we just move on?
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. That guy was an asshole. He was a camping asshole on Rainbow J there the other day. So yeah, I'm with you, pal.
Yeah, and the hitchhiker's crazy, man. Like he's a little bit loony. Oh, dude, I apologize. I always mean to turn off this phone during our recordings. Here.
Every time, dude. Unbelievable.
Actually, I need to get this real quick.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Who was it?
Yeah, let's get this review done quickly because I don't like what's about ready to go down. Let's just start it. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, we're going to talk about it real quick. It's Rambo J, man. I don't know how he found me, but it's not
called you?
Yeah. Apparently he heard me talk shit about him. It's about to go bad. I say let's quickly get this ranking video done so we can move on so he doesn't know where I am because it is not going to turn out well.
Yeah, he's not going to treat you very kindly after the things you said about him.
No, sir. Let's get to it.
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting, where we hunt for the good reels so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad. The Brett Man's right over here. The time has finally come to rank this Rambo series from the worst to the best, so we're jacked about it. If you want to see the reviews that we've done so far in the franchise, we'll put a link to those over Bert's head over there. But let's get started on this ranking, man. You pumped?
Yeah, dude, I am so pumped, and I just want to give another big shout out to the J-Man, Jason Knight, for wanting to do this franchise review series with us. Depending on when this video comes out, he might have already have his ranking out, so be sure to go over to his channel for his franchise review, or just like his ranking of the franchise. And he's also going to be doing a like top 10 Rambo moments within the franchise too, so be on the lookout for that. But for us, this will be our last video in the review series, so I say let's get to it.
Let's knock it out, man. You want to start things off with your least favorite Rambo flick out there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's easy. I think it's your worst too, but just in case, it is going to be Rambo 3. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. I just thought it was just okay. Like, it had really good action. You got the exploding arrows. You got Rambo just being a badass. But other than that, like, I just feel like it's just all over the place with the storytelling. I feel like they could have made it. This was their chance to make it a dark movie right before Rambo 4, for it being a dark movie, like a really dark movie. But they just it just didn't land. Troutman, to me, was at his weakest out of all the films, where it should be one of his strongest. So that's why I'm just putting Rambo 3 just at the bottom of the barrel. Again, it's not a bad movie. It's just meh.
You know, I agree with you on that statement, actually. So that's going to be my number, my last place as well. It's number 5, yes. That's going to be my number 5. And it's a surprise because I thought all the way up until this rewatch that I just did of this franchise, I always thought Rambo 3 was a better movie. And to some people, and probably most people, it is. But to me, it just wasn't this time. I was kind of bored with it. The action kind of went on a little bit too long at sometimes. Oh, Brad, I thought you like action. I do, but I also like to have some other things woven into the story as well. Little breaks here and there. And this movie, once the action started rolling, I feel like it went on for like an hour. I know it didn't, but it just, I just kind of got bored with it, man. And despite having a big budget, some of the stuff felt cheap, like Troutman hanging out with no sweat on him, just things like that. But yeah, it's a decent little 80s action flick. And Rambo.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I can't agree with you anymore on that. So now we're going to get to the next couple of ones. I feel like this is where things are going to get a little bit
Little
interesting.
dicey. Do you want me to go
Little
first? Do you
dicey.
want to rotate, or do you just want to keep going first, or how do you want to go?
You can go next.
Okay. So for my number four is actually, and this probably is no more of a surprise either. Is Rambo 2. And this one I always thought was the worst in the franchise, but I got a little bit more enjoyment out of this one this time than I did the third one. Just I guess the setting maybe, or and some of the other stuff that was going on. I was a little bit more into it and had a good time with it. But still, it's not great. Just kind of your average '80s action flick with full on '80s with sweaty Stallone and freaking muscles and exploding arrows. Good times, but there's room for improvement.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. My number 4 is going to be Rambo.
What?
Just Rambo. Yeah, I really liked it the second time watch around. The first time I wasn't a huge fan, but again, that's why I give the advice: do not start a movie at 1 o'clock in the morning. You're going to regret it. But on the second watch, I really did enjoy it more. However, I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the other ones, as you'll see on this list. I enjoyed the Rambo character. That's my positive throughout the entire franchise. I like his character arc in this one. He was treated like a badass, but I didn't want him to be a part of a team. I love the sniper rifle guy, but it's freaking Rambo, man. He doesn't need any help. He could be on his own being a badass.
But he's old.
Him and Troutman were getting ready to fight a Russian army in the desert.
Yeah, but he's old, and he was taking on a whole army. They made it more realistic.
But dude, he was still kicking ass and taking names with that machine gun vote. So he still got his big tribute sing and all that. But the side characters weren't doing much for me. So just it wasn't my cup of tea, not my style of Rambo. Well, okay, that's not fair to say because of what I'll say later. But yeah, the side characters wasn't really impressed with. That's why this will be at number 4.
That's freaking bonkers, man. That's freaking bonkers.
I know.
J-Man's going to be mad. J-Man's really going to be mad at you.
I know. When's he not mad at me?
All right. What's your next one?
All
Probably
right.
First Blood, yeah?
No, actually, it's not. My number 3 is going to be Rambo 2. I really enjoyed this flick. I understand, it has its cheesy moments. Again, it's from the 80s. It's going to have its cheesy moments, but I really enjoyed the action. I enjoyed Rambo just getting ready to be full on Rambo, in his prime and back into the jungle setting, which I really enjoyed that. However, I feel like they could have done more with that jungle setting, which that's what I'll give Rambo 4 for doing. I feel like they tackled that whole environment better. But the action was great. I enjoyed Rambo. I enjoyed the third act a lot. And of course, the exploding arrows, man. I love those exploding arrows. So that's why I give Rambo 2 as my number 3.
Okay, those exploding arrows were pretty cool. My number 3 is going to be The Last Blood. This is one that didn't really move in my rankings here, but I got more enjoyment out of it in this rewatch because it's the third time I've seen the movie. And this is really probably the time I've been into it the most. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. The ending was fantastic. Some of the other character moments we see with Rambo in this one's great. It's probably the most emotional Rambo film to date. And it was, to me, I really dug it, man. It's brutal as hell. And there's some great kills at the end. And just the whole, like I said, it pulls at your heartstrings. It's a good time.
Sure, absolutely. And do you want to go ahead and go with your number 2 while you're at it?
I will, man. This is one that I really contemplated putting this as my numero uno, man. I really did, which is crazy to me, but I did, man. That's how much I like this movie, and that's going to be Rambo as my number 2. I think it's fantastic. I think obviously at this point it was the most brutal freaking Rambo we've seen yet. We saw him out there tearing bad guys up in the jungle. Same stuff we learned about him in First Blood, but now he's evolving and he's taking it on to the bad guys here and just really destroying them. freaking blood everywhere, MGs, heads flying off everywhere. A little bit more of a realistic approach than the last two movies. We actually see a challenge from their opponent in this one, where Rambo gets shot, he goes through some shit. His homeboy gets his leg blown off. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff was going on. And it just, to me, it was great. The sense of realism there, the sense of absolute freaking carnage, and just, again, just shedding light on this stuff going on over there. It was to me, it was brutal. Like I said, almost the best score of the franchise without a doubt. And yeah, it's a great time.
Awesome, man. My number two, man. I'm telling you, like I had a good little like 10-minute debate with myself on this one. I was probably going to shock the system. I was really leaning towards that way, but like just something about my number one just really just barely takes the cake on it. So my number two is going to be Last Blood. I really, really enjoyed it a lot more on this second watch, especially with the director's cut too. Adding the beginning scene, like with the whole like rainstorm and all that. I just felt like that was really needed. Versus a theatrical cut where they just cut it all out. To me, that's just very important. So again, I suggest the director's cut when you do watch it. But as you already tackled, Brad, this was a very emotional film, and you really freaking feel it. And the Rambo just does a great job selling it, and Sylvester Stallone. I cared about the characters a lot. So when that third act hits, you're invested in it just because of how well they build up to that moment, to that third act. Good action scenes. I understand, like there's some CGI in there that's you really don't want in there, but you kind of understand it's 2019. You're trying to make a movie pretty quickly, so you got to put your CGI in there. But I still have a really good time, and I feel like the more I watch it, the more slowly it creeps up there. And don't be surprised, like 5 years from now, it could be my new number one.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, and I think Rambo could be. I mean, honestly, it's not unrealistic for me for these first three to swap around a little bit. I think Last Blood's probably going to stay in the number 3 spot, but Rambo and First Blood could definitely swap around. Go ahead with your number one, my friend.
My number one is going to be Rambo First Blood. We go with this character of John Rambo, and he discovers that he is the very last survivor of his squadron, and just him trying to deal with it, like in his way, like you're really rooting for him. If in the officers, which are supposed to be normally the good guys, but in this movie, but in this movie, the police officers are really just unnecessarily assholes. So you really are not cheering for them. You're cheering for Rambo, even though Rambo's not doing the popular thing too. Like he's fighting back, but again, he's doing the only thing that he knows how to, and that's just to survive. I just like the tone. The action scenes they do include in this movie are really good. The score is really good, and just that third act with all the emotion coming out of Rambo. Sylvester Stallone just freaking nails it, and Troutman building up the Rambo character is incredible too. My only negative about it, like my big negatives, I wish for the third act they could include a lot more action, kind of like how Last Blood and Rambo 4 did and all the other Rambos. But I understand why they just wanted to do a character development story, the character story, and they really hit the mark on that. So number one is Rambo, the First Blood.
Oh, yeah. Right you are, Ted. That is my number one as well. No surprise there. It is a fantastic flick. One of the classics, one of Stallone's best performances of all time. His most iconic, I should say. Great times. It tells a great story. It has Rambo with good, like I said, a great performance by Stallone. And it tackles on some real life issues, police brutality, PTSD, you name it, it's in there. And it's a good time. You get some good action sequences in there, a few here and there, and then you also have the badass Rambo in the woods setting traps up for the guys, and yeah, it's just awesome to see what happens when you push a guy to the limit, like they did here, and then obviously Troutman comes in, he provides that beautiful exposition about Rambo and how badass he is. You want to see badass? I'll show you badass. Yeah, that's what he does. He comes in there, he says that essentially. And Rambo proves how badass he really is. Like Bert said, my negative for the movie is kind of how the third act kind of drags a little bit for me. But overall, it's fantastic. The atmosphere in that thing is absolutely beautiful. You can really feel the environment that we're in there. Very cold, very foggy, awesome stuff. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
Absolutely incredible, man. Great insight on First Blood, and dude, that's it. We did
That's
it.
it. Fine.
And we're going to show a quick recap of all of our rankings, and and you'll see the channel ranking right now. All right, Brad. They got a chance to see it. We are done with the Rambo review series. We can move on with two big review series we have coming up. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And oh my gosh, Rambo J's here, dude. No, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, no, no!
Well, he was a good man, Bert was. That camping asshole finally got him one more time. Good times. Anyway, thanks for stopping by today. We'll catch you all next time. If you want to help us find the good reels, our links are in the description. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys very soon.